Yes, people, it is peak week. It is officially peak week. It is, I believe, 5:10, Monday morning. So this is when I'll usually take my supplements for the day, which will include, hold with me, vitamin D, nice, vitamin D, vitamin C, we have omega-3s, electrolytes, probiotic, and some creatine. So I usually look to take 10 grams creatine, scoop of electrolytes, and my vitamin C tablets all in one. And then I have probiotic, vitamin D, and omega-3s that I take in tablet form. So that's the current stack for this week. Obviously I have Peak Max that I'll take on the day of the shoot, but that will be in a separate video once I, get my shit together and get all these clips across from this week. So obviously the idea of the video this week will be to just give an idea of what I'm doing to peak before my shoot. This will obviously be a mock peak, I suppose you could say, before I go into my show. So generally what I'll do in terms of my actual, I don't know if other people are like me, but I find it really hard to drink stuff when there's powder, like a powder texture. So I find these vitamin C tablets great for kind of dampening that out a bit. Like it kind of just makes it a bit easier to drink. And I just won't put as much water in it. I'll put enough to make it obviously useful, but creatine wise, I go for 10 grams. I just think you're probably going to get more bang for your buck. If you are taking creatine, you might as well be taking enough. And 5 can have a good effect, but one will probably just have a little bit more. A lot of people will take 5 and then another 5 with like their pre or their intra. But I'd rather just have my 10 grams in the morning and be done with it, because I just hate the texture of creatine in powder form, but such is life. So obviously we have that. We have a scoop of electrolytes. This is sherbet lemon, and I think it would be so much nicer if it was like fizzy or something, or is that just the inner bit in me? But it does taste like sherbet lemon, to be fair. But I probably would like to try a few of the other flavours, like your what do they have? Like gummy worms, cola bottles, cherries. I have a feeling they could be banging as well, so we shall see. So naturally we'll look to have anywhere between 700 ml to a litre of water alongside this as well. I'm going to start having just a decaf instead of an actual coffee at this time, I think, just because I'll usually have a coffee when I get to work around 6 or 6:30 anyway, or a Monster or something. So I think sometimes I just sit before I go to work for 10-15 minutes, just chill. So I'm probably just going to use that time to have just a decaf instead. I think it's a bit more of a wiser decision. So I shake it up before I throw in the vitamin C, because I think when I shake it with these tablets, it can go bloody everywhere, so it's not the science. So yeah, we'll let that just dissolve. Obviously vitamin C will just take a minute or two to fully dissolve. Then I have my probiotic. Just got these just to try to keep tabs on digestion as much as I can. When we get to this stage of prep, digestion does become a bit of an issue. Not only are you, I suppose, your body is trying to hold on to a bit of food, but you are inclined to have somewhat of an over-reliance on like your sugar-free alternatives, which aren't the best for digestion really. So I'm trying to actually limit that as much as I can this week, especially with food going higher. There isn't really an excuse for them. So like sugar-free things would be like your Monsters, your Coke Zeros, things like that. that we can sometimes use as a band-aid for hunger. But as I speak about it a lot, I think a lot of it is just accepting hunger for what it is and trying not to, use it as a bit of a crutch for, like just sit with it and just keep busy. What I found, especially yesterday, usually on rest I'd be starving, but I just gave myself a lot of tasks today and, it was really helping to, increase that gap between meals and, get yourself in a good place from, like, I suppose, a productivity point of view as well. You're not really thinking about food, you're just working away. But look, I'll take these subs now. We'll update you once I get into work and have meal 1. But yeah. So we have meal 1, which will consist of 100-gram oats. We also have my whey here, which is in a lovely Ziploc bag. Plus we have 100 grams strawberries and can of Monster, and of course some pink Himalayan salt. So this will make up my first meal. Also 25 grams dark chocolate. This will make up my first meal. We'll have another meal then around 12, which will be my pre-workout essentially. Then it's push. Then we have, I think I have 3 meals after that, 4 meals after that. So plenty of food still to go in today. Very exciting stuff. Very hungry. Actually just had to hold myself back from making this meal. But yeah, we will make this meal, then I will update you for meal 2. It's only a little bit, the only difference really for the next meal is it's banana, and it's a different flavour or way. This is my chocolate orange by Perform. The other way I think I brought today was, what did I make? Cereal milk. So one of these is cereal milk and the other is Perform chocolate whey. So Perform chocolate orange whey, or cereal milk, 2 goated flavors. I've actually ordered 3 tubs yesterday. I don't know if that's just like a prep purchase. I ordered baklava, which is unbelievable. It's like Battenberger, like marzipan flavor. Chocolate explosion, because I've heard it's unreal. And the s'mores one, which is like chocolate marshmallow. I just ordered that because it looked unreal, and they don't seem to have samples, so I was like, I'm just gonna just take a bet on this and hopefully it's worth it. That apple strudel is unreal, but they didn't have the small tub flavor, so I just bought 2 or 3 samples of it again just to make sure I actually want to get it. But yeah, I think that's going to be something I take forward after prep anyway. Just having a couple of flavors there with oats does make life so much easier. But yeah, I'm going to get cracking, going to make this tonight stuck in. We'll update you for the next meal, maybe include a bit of push, and I will chat to you later. Peace. And that is the final product. Sick. Yes people, so we are here for meal 2, which is 100 grams oats, 120 grams banana, 30 grams whey, oh nice one, and then we have pink Himalayan salt and some dark chocolate under here as well somewhere. So we'll put this together, we'll show you the end result, and we'll get things moving again. Stay tuned. That patient just waiting period before your oats are ready, when you are absolutely starving and absolutely nothing is touching the sides right now. So cannot wait for this. Have my banana chopped up, dark chocolate, pink Himalayan salt. The way of choice here is chocolate orange, so like Terry's chocolate orange, Perform chocolate orange is unbelievable. mixes really well as well with oats. So that is what we're having, and I will have that. Then in about an hour or so we'll have a monster and we will start our first session of the week, which is push.
Bon appetit. Wash.
Yes, people, we are back. Post-workout will obviously include some post-workout shots before this. As you've probably seen how we're looking pretty happy, you know, feeling a bit more vascular, a bit fuller. But now it's time to eat. Thank God we have 4 meals left and it is 4 o'clock. So yeah, a bit later, getting back, you know, but I like to push my meals back towards the latter end of the day. I like to just have 2 meals before I train and leave a bit more for after, because I'm usually really hungry after training, and you know, the evening does drag on when you are more hungry. So still left meal wise, we have rice cakes, jam, whey, which I actually have 5 grams of dark chocolate left over to mix in. So I'll show you, I make a whey paste. I'm going to see if I can make it as good as I did the last time, where I use hot water to make the whey paste with some chocolate orange, perform, and 5 grams dark chocolate, make some whey paste, and use that alongside jam with my rice cakes to make these kind of sandwiches. Prep does weird things to your brain. Other than that, we have 2 chicken and rice meals with 100 grams veg in each, and then just a bagel and 30 grams of peanut butter, which is surprisingly satisfying meal. Never ate peanut butter before this prep, but now it's like, it's something that I'll just, you know, can't wait to smash in the off season. So yeah, we'll put that together. Rice cooker is on hand. Obviously I have been through the rice cooker before, and you know, the absolute load of stress it takes off when it comes to, you know, just overall ease of meal prep and actually giving you time back in your day. So yeah, look, I have 2 rice meals, so that's 200 grams rice. And what I've actually started doing is I've started to the nearest gram, I've started to mix a little bit of seasoning in to the rice when it's cooking, because obviously I'm using jasmine, it's like fragrant rice, and just to give it a little bit more flavor. Obviously we're playing a dangerous game in prep, but
by making things tastier, but you know, life is too short. You know, I kind of went the other way. I made foods a bit more bland in the off season, so I could make them tastier and prep. But I think it kind of backfired on me now, because now I'm just left wanting more. Whereas in the off season, I was just like, oh, I'm just sick of this food. So it is what it is. The seasoning that I will use in the rice is this lemon pepper, which I picked up in Super Value. It's like a shaker, kind of like you just kind of shake it in. But I season most stuff with that, my chicken, my wedges. It's just a really nice kind of thing to have. So yeah, I'll wash out my rice, we'll season that, stick that on. We'll air fry my veg today. What I've been doing for veg is I've been buying these bags of just mixed peppers and onions. They're already pre-chopped and everything like that, so it just saves me so much more time. We'll get 200 grams of these. Sometimes I steam them. I'm going to air fry them today. I feel like they cook a bit better. Going to air fry these. Going to air fry my chicken. So altogether, I think I have 240 grams chicken, 220 gram portions, and then I have 200 grams veg in total, so 100 grams each. We'll have obviously my 100 grams rice in each meal, and then I have 15 grams of ketchup or lighter than light mayo. But yeah, that is it. We'll show you the finished project once that's done. We'll probably get the rice cakes on board in between rice meals, depending on, you know, I'm going to run to Tesco now because I need to pick up some stuff, but by the time I get back this will all be cooked. But yeah, we'll run through that once I have that done, and yeah, we'll show you kind of, I suppose, the meals that I managed to procure together. I feel like a ratatouille here buzzing around, but yeah, we'll get this going, we'll get this show on the road.
You moron! Go defend the empty room! I'll take shoot.
Yes, what is good? It is just about 10 past 7. Hood is up because I am literally, in case anybody hasn't noticed by now, I am cold the whole time. The joys of just being in low body fat percentages, and yeah. So far, meals that I've went in have been my 2 oats meals that I had before I trained. Then obviously after, we had chicken, rice, veg, and then I had rice cakes, some chocolate orange whey paste, and some jam. I'm going to actually show you guys in the next video I do, or possibly I'll include it in this video. I probably will record a bit of tomorrow as well in this video before I upload it. In terms of what I do to make that, it's fairly simple. I literally just make your typical whey paste, but I have 5 grams of dark chocolate left over from one of the oats meals that I just chuck in, because I make it with hot water out of the kettle. So that kind of melts into it and you get kind of like a thicker paste, and it's kind of almost like the closest thing you'll get to Nutella, kind of like a chocolate orange Nutella flavor. And you know, when you spread that on the rice cake and mix it with the jam, it's pretty good. It's almost like, yeah, it's like having Nutella on a rice cake kind of. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing with that meal. Then I just have one more chicken and rice meal with veg left, and I have one more bagel and peanut butter pre-bed. So 2 more meals, well, one very small meal, but it's a meal. And you know, we will be repeating this again tomorrow. In terms of data we're collecting, I've obviously been sending photos across to Mike AM and PM and post workout, so I'm just going to take my PM shots now, just to assess how the look changes throughout the day, you know, as meals go in. You know, just seeing, I suppose if we can replicate, this moving forward. Obviously, the reason for post workout or around that kind of 4 o'clock window is that's usually just after I train, and that is when my shoot will be on Saturday. So just trying to time the look to, the closest hour that we can. So when do I look my best, I suppose, throughout the day. I'm trying to get an idea of how food should be, adjusted to best present that, I suppose you could say. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna get those shots in. Gonna get my last 2 meals in, and then just chill for the evening. I haven't really done much apart from watch Harry Potter since I came home, because I've just been that flabbergasted. I got a good few check-ins done this morning. I'll get the rest of them done tomorrow morning first thing. And yeah, look, it's been busy. I think I'm just so much more productive in the mornings. I try save the evening time for admin and social media tasks, because I just feel I amn't in the zone in terms of when you're doing check-ins. I like to be a bit fresher. Obviously, if I need to get them done, I'll get them done, and obviously reply to clients, all that jazz. But I've kind of looked to split my check-ins between Monday and Tuesday responses. I'll get the majority of them done Monday, and then the remainder done Tuesday, depending on when people check in and stuff. Obviously, the sooner you check in, the earlier you'll get your response. And that is the way it's running at the moment. But look, we are nearly there. We have a couple of days left to the shoot. Then we will be prepping for the main occasion, which will be Limerick. So excited. Excited, scared, nervous, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, it's getting to a point now where I'm just tired, and you'll be having these internal battles in your head going, oh, should I be doing this? Is this the right thing? And I think for me, I just need to step on stage and feel what it's like. I think this has been a relatively, you could say, smooth prep. I think, it could have been a lot rougher than what it's been. I think I definitely have isolated myself a little bit over the prep, which is just something I think a lot of people will fall into, their first time prepping. But that is just something that, I need to remain aware of, and just call myself out on it from time to time, and just keep talking to my coach, keep talking to, those around me. I think, staying in contact and engaging with people as much as you can. Obviously, once it hits 2 or 3 o'clock, I am pretty much signed off. I kind of just have to be on my own for the evening, just from a social battery kind of thing. I'm obviously up since around 4, half 4, so the energy levels are quite low at that point, and it's just a matter of getting through whatever tasks I need to do. But I saw a post the other day, and I kind of added my own spin on it there yesterday, and it was more so talking about the importance of keeping busy and actually having tasks there in between meals and stuff like that that'll actually distract you and stop that kind of food focus, and even just feeling sorry for yourself in general. If you have a list of tasks to do and you have a purpose there for the day, you do find that you get through things a lot easier, and you kind of have a bit more direction in your day. But look, that is that. We will get a few rounds of posing in, we'll include them here, and then we will just chill for the rest of the evening. I might try work a little bit on my social media posting. I'm trying to get a bit better with that. And yeah, I will chat to you guys very, very soon. Please let me know if there's anything you uncovered in these videos. Obviously, look, the idea this week is peak week. Naturally, we are just trying to do a mock, to see where we are at, and what can we do food wise and output wise to get the best look at the end of the week. So we will try to replicate that then when show day comes around. But yeah, just mainly just trying to document what I'm doing throughout the week. But yeah, hope everyone's enjoying the video so far. Gonna crack into these last round of check-in shots, and I will chat to you guys later. Peace.
Yes, people, so it is day 2 of peak week. As you can probably tell, I'm outside, I'm walking to work. So usually I need to be in work for around 6 in the morning, so I need to leave around 5:30 to get there. So it works out perfectly in terms of, like I need kind of 3,000 or 4,000 steps in the morning. It kind of gets me in around that. So it's a nice kind of start to the day, because obviously my energy is going to be highest at this time of the day. So getting a lot of my steps done now and in work means that, you know, by the time I'm finished work, which is around 2, and finished training, which is around 4, half 4, that I've pretty much all my steps done, my cardio done, my training done. I'm, depending on the day, 2 or 3 meals in, and then it's more so just get organised for the next day when I get home, prep my meals, and I don't need to worry so much about, you know, output measures like my steps and all that jazz. But yeah, such is life. It's actually nice walking at this hour, to be honest. It's just quiet. There's just no, you know, unnecessary noise. And, you know, it's just a nice kind of way to start the day with a walk anyway. So, you know, it's good to kind of just clear the head first thing in the morning. Not having too much screen time, giving yourself a bit of time to think. But yeah, when I get to work, I just have a few check-ins to do quickly, which I'll just use my first break to do. And then we will be doing a bit of lifeguarding and all that stuff for the day. And then I have a meeting with an accountant after work today, which is going to be interesting. Have a pulse session, which is a little small adjustment, just more so pulling out RDLs, pulling out a little bit more intensity out of the session, but otherwise more or less the same. Just maybe 1 to 2 reps in reserve across the board, that's it. But yeah, I will get a few clips later. Meals will be the same. We'll probably show you some of the later meals this evening. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Peace. Yes, people, so it has been a long day. I'm only catching up with you guys now. So obviously very similar to yesterday in terms of meals that have went in. We've had our 2 oats meals, one with banana, one with strawberry, one with Perform chocolate orange, the other with Perform cereal milk. And, you know, very, very happy with, you know, how I suppose I feel after those meals. Digestion's pretty good. I've had 2 monsters and a coffee, I think, today, which, you know, for some is excessive, for me is fine. I don't really seem to get much issues, but we'll be pulling monsters from tomorrow, just from an overall digestion point of view, trying to remove as many artificial sweeteners as we can. Obviously food has gone up, so we should be eliminating a lot of hunger and fatigue. Obviously not eliminating, but reducing it to some degree. And, you know, feeling that a little bit fresher, that we don't need so much of these stimulants and these extra flavors and things that we use to almost cover up how we're feeling. But yeah, it's been a busy day. Got a lot of work done. All my check-ins are caught up to now, so I'm very happy to get that done. Because, you know, at this point of prep, by the time it hits this hour, like, I just want to train, want to get my training done, get my check-in shots done, get home, get my meals in, and just kind of chill. So yeah, it's great. Actually got a text to come on WLR, which is a radio station here in Waterford, to come on and chat about the 10k step count, which will be interesting tomorrow afternoon. So obviously that will be recorded before, but I might actually include some of that clip here, just so you guys can see, you know, how you know, I suppose get to these opportunities sometimes come up. You know, and it's a lot of the reason why, you know, I do stay in Waterford. I feel like, you know, I do get these opportunities that I probably wouldn't get elsewhere to come on and speak to people. You know, I get like such a large scope, a large audience to speak to. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, which is the 10k step count. So I will actually record that, I think, tomorrow, and then actually give my take on it while I'm doing it, because I'm going to look into it a little bit more and kind of, you know, see what angle I want to take with it. Because obviously you have about 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes to chat to the presenter, which will be Damien Walsh tomorrow. So, you know, it's interesting just to see what other people's perceptions are, and know how does that align with my beliefs. It's actually based on a newspaper article as well that was written from last week, I believe. So
that would be fun. I was supposed to have a meeting with an accountant there a while ago, but that got postponed. So I will be going to train now. 2 meals in, caffeine's in, light pull session, 2 reps in reserve. RDLs are out this week. For peak weeks, we're leaving RDLs out. Just trying to pull back on intensity and anything that's going to be a little bit more of a stressor than it needs to be. Got a new order from MyCore Supplements, which I'm actually going to grab now. So, as a lot of people know, I got a code recently with MyCore. And as a result, I am now, utilizing this a little bit more to try and get people a bit more open to try a few new flavors. So I've actually become quite reliant on these. So especially when you're on prep or a diet, there's literally no excuse when it comes to, reaching your protein target and satisfying cravings and, everything in between. We have these flavors, which I'm excited to try. So I'm going to actually use this to make my whey drip later on. Or I might use this one actually to make my whey drip later on. This is unbelievable. If anyone's had Battenberg, it's like similar to like a Marzi pancake. I don't know how to describe it. Tastes exactly like that. When you put it in oats, it feels like you're just eating that cake. And then I've just heard really good things about the explosion, so I said I get it. I haven't even had a sample of either of these. So I've actually just taken the risk to actually just go and buy them. I've got a few more samples over there as well. But if you are looking to buy some powder and want to get a bit of money off, if you use the code CoachCash10 at checkout, that's all capitals, CoachCash10, no spaces, you'll get 10% off. So that is another incentive for you, if you're watching this, to go buy some protein. Try out a flavor. If you're not sure, just give me a text. I'll give you a few examples of what I feel you'll like based on your preferences. Mixes really well into oats. That's primarily what I use it for, or for making pastes. You can obviously bake and do other stuff with it as well. But yeah, very, very handy flavors here for bumping up your protein across the week. I've been I got an affiliation code which I don't necessarily profit off. I literally just got it so that my clients have an incentive to utilize that and go and buy a supplement and actually try it out. And as a result, I have clients, especially clients that we don't tend to think about as your primary customer when it comes to protein, like clients that might be in their 30s, 40s, 50s. I've got clients ordering protein and mixing it into their Greek yogurt, into their oats, and we're slowly but surely we're bringing up that protein intake day to day, and finding ways that they can sustainably do it and enjoy it, and kind of showing them what's really possible as well. What can we work into our diet without completely switching up things. If it's adding a scoop of protein to their porridge that they already have in the morning, that is a huge win. So if you haven't got on the buzz, get on the buzz. I am between Train by JP and Perform at the moment. Perform sometimes I just find a little bit easier because they have smaller tubs, and I find it's just I can get a bit more variety. And then Train by JP is great protein as well, especially in mixability. My favorite, probably one of my favorites at the moment, Train by JP malt balls. It's like Maltesers. If you can get that protein, that's unbelievable, I think. Apple strudel Perform, also another contender for my next tub. But alas, I need to go train. I could talk about food all day. I am that food focused right now. But yeah, we'll update you once I get home. We'll get some check-in shots after this session, and then check-in shots again at 6 o'clock. Then the call will be made by Coach Mike in terms of what we're going to do moving forward for tomorrow's nutrition and output. We'll be picking up a rental car tomorrow as well and getting my first coat of tan, so that'll be exciting. I'm slightly nervous about that as well. But look, no missing. Let's get to it. Pull session on the cards, another pump on the cards.
Yes, YouTube. It is day three of peak week. So it is Wednesday. It is 5:20. We are going for a moderate day. I suppose today. So we're a little bit less food today. Not too much of a change. We're just going a little bit less carb really across the board. So instead of my 100 grams oats, I'm down to 60 grams oats, and instead of 100 grams jasmine, we're down to 80 grams jasmine. And with rice cakes, I'm down from 60 grams rice cakes to 30 grams rice cakes, 15 grams jam, 15 grams peanut butter. So my rice cake sandwich is going to have peanut butter addition to that. Less rice cakes, but peanut butter added. So more flavor, more nash. Just getting my supplements together as normal. Will prep my 2 oatmeals to bring with me. We'll be trying I'm trying new flavors today. I'm gonna bring my chocolate explosion, I believe. Whoop. So I'm gonna go with chocolate explosion as one of my flavors today. Plus, I'm gonna bring one of my samples. Got loads of samples here, and I'm still trying to decide which ones. I think I might just go apple pie again, because the last time I had that it was phenomenal. So yeah, I'm gonna go apple pie. Here's my other one. I'm gonna have apple pie as my second one. But yeah, that is a plan of attack. We'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. Picking up my rental today as well, and we are getting our first coat of tan. So very, very exciting day. I was going to say I think I'm getting my haircut. No, I'm getting my haircut Friday. I've actually booked work off Friday, so thank God for that. I have a bit more time Friday to get my stuff together. But yeah, we'll get all this stuff together. Get my meals prepped, and I will catch you guys later when I'm going to do my interview with WLR, and then when I go to pick up that rental. So it's a busy day. Stay tuned.
Yes, people, so we have picked up the rental, which is a lovely Ford Focus sick whip. We're just about to go get my tan on, so I'm going to try pick up a few things from Tesco first, just to save myself that first initial sense of, I suppose, embarrassment walking around Tesco with a full layer of tan on. So I'm going to pick up a few bits quickly on the way, and then we will be in for the first coat. Obviously we've had to shave, exfoliate, moisturize, all that jazz, which I'm not used to doing, being a typical man, for the last couple of days. So hopefully I am in tip-top shape for this tan to actually set in right, and not to have any dodgy spots. So we'll update you guys once I have the tan on. Stay tuned for Oompa Loompa Casual. Yes, we are back again. It is Thursday morning, about 5:26. So we are obviously post tan. Was wrecked yesterday after, and then went to go for a spin in the rental with one of the lads. So we went out, just got a Coke Zero, just a little chill drive, and then just came back, had my last meal, and went straight to bed. To be honest, I was just wrecked. I knew I'm gonna have to train early this morning as well, so
I got to bed a little bit earlier. Gonna get some meals in, have some staff training today, so it's gonna be a long day. So getting my training session done early doors. So I have just, I suppose you could say, a tactical pre-meal going in that's just added into my current macros just for the day that's in it. So that's just 4 rice cakes with 15 grams of jam. Well, 4.5 rice cakes, I had the other half. 15 grams of jam, some pink salt, espresso, and some water going in, supplements, creatine, all that jazz has gone in as well. Hopefully she'll get a nice pump, just a nice gentle push session this morning. We'll get some shots after, and then we will, get the rest of our meals in across the day. So another moderate day food wise today. So we've had 2 high days, Monday, Tuesday. Yesterday, Wednesday, we had a moderate day. Today, Thursday, we're having another moderate day. And then Friday, we will just see based on visuals and body weight today in terms of just making sure that we are ready to rock on Saturday. But yeah, tan is setting in okay. We'll go back for a second coat Friday and a much needed trim. But yeah, looking forward to it. We're slowly but surely getting there. It's been nice having the extra food tray today. I can feel myself slowly but surely coming back to life. But look, I will leave things here. Stay tuned. We'll get some clips maybe from the session today. I might just fly through it, to be honest, and get it done. But we'll definitely get some shots in from after. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what the look looks like when I'm Oompa Loompa colour. Yes, people, so push wrapped up, feeling good. Actually a decent enough pump considering, how pumps have been recently. Happy enough with the shots. I'm it's hard to gauge based off, the coat of tan, and it is my first coat, so the second coat should, I think, look a bit smoother, and I just feel my overall perception how I look is a bit skewed. So that's, where having your own coach comes in, because I could look at it first time and go, oh geez, that looks good, and then I'm looking at it again, oh, does it? And then I'm like, you're constantly reanalyzing and overthinking everything. So it's times like these in a prep where it's very hard to make those decisions yourself, and that's where a coach can definitely come in and be more objective rather than you yourself being a little bit more subjective and opinionated and making maybe emotionally driven decisions. So we are, I suppose, in around 70.9 this morning. Okay, so holding around, I think it was 0.1 heavier than yesterday, so no issue there. Considering we've run 2 moderate days now. Well, this is my second moderate day. After 2 high days, and 1 moderate day, and then this is another moderate day. So food's still on the higher end of things, and an extra 30 grams thrown in, obviously, as I said, before training, which I definitely think helped. And I might even talk to Mike about training earlier in the day, because I actually felt a bit more tuned in. So that could be an option for the next couple of weeks, just running up to the show. Because obviously, when you get to that 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever time it is, you're starting just to get more and more fatigued throughout the day, more and more grumpy, hungry, irritable. All those emotions start to, become that little bit more apparent. But look, I will not harp on for too much longer. We will get an update from Mike in terms of where he wants things now for the rest of the day. If there is any more adjustments to food, I assume we should be fine. Gonna try out some lemon cheesecake whey sample with some strawberries and dark chocolate. Gonna go down and get an Americano, and then I have some training for work to do and stuff like that. But yeah, everything is going to plan so far this week. We have another day left before we make the trip down to Nace. So 1 more day. Here I've booked off tomorrow work just to get a few bits done, getting a haircut tomorrow, getting my last coat of tan done, and just pick up a few bits. But yeah, it's starting to get fun now. And yeah, look, we will, I suppose, update you a little bit later on once I figure out what's happening. But to the best of my knowledge, everything will stay the same food-wise for the rest of the day. Output-wise, steps are just a little bit lower today, that's all. And yeah, just having fun with it. We'll catch you guys later.
Yes, people, so quick update. We are at the range just after making some impulse buys. As you can tell by the outfit, I am freezing. Obviously the lack of body fat and the drop in temperature actually just felt like it was the middle of winter today. So I went and purchased a big blanket so that I have something to chill with later on, and I'm not just shivering for the evening. So just, you know, yeah, I don't know, it's weird, man. It's weird, but it's part of the process. Closing in now on the last day or so. Obviously long day on training courses in work, so that kind of did take it out of me. I'm so happy I got my training done earlier this morning. I'm going to do the same tomorrow. Have a few interesting things tomorrow. Obviously have my second coat of tan going on, have a haircut, have a job interview as well, which would be interesting just for something on the side. So yeah, very, very busy. Just getting things ready for Saturday now. We are closing in on 1 day out from the shoot, so very much so looking forward to boxing this off now and then getting straight back into it from Sunday, Monday for the next couple of weeks until the end of September. In my head, I think I'm just going to do the one show. I think that will be enough just for me to kind of, you know, feel out the process and understand, you know, if I enjoy it, if I don't. Like I'm at a point like where I think I've got all I wanted to get out of it, but I want to kind of get on stage, see how that feels, see how I do, obviously, and then kind of make a call off of that. Like there's loads of parts of the process that I am enjoying, and there's parts of the process that obviously aren't, you know, as enjoyable for a reason, but it's kind of weighing out the pros and cons. Like, you know, can I see myself doing a similar thing again? Will I push myself as hard again? Will I push myself harder? But yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely shown me what I'm capable of. So it's very eye-opening in that way. But look, gonna get home, gonna get another meal in, get my shots across the mic, and then I will, I suppose, update you guys again tomorrow for the last day of peak week. And then it will be shoot day, which will be a new video in itself. So look, I'm going to leave things here. I will chat to you guys tomorrow in the morning. Hope everyone is enjoying the video so far. This has probably been one of my longer videos, I would imagine, with all the stuff I've recorded throughout the week. But hopefully people find it interesting, because it really does just give a raw take of how my week is going. Obviously energy levels are probably better than usual, but still dragging my feet some days more than others. Steps being lower today has obviously helped. Having a rental to drive around and actually take a bit of the walking out of things definitely helped as well. But look, we shall see. Another day closer. I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace. Yes, people, I am bronzed up again. I don't even know if it's that obvious in this lighting, but I am very, very, very orange. So that is the second coat of tan on. We are 1 day out. There is very little adjustments now. I am literally just starting to supplement with Peak Max, which, you know, this is just going to help flush out that extra bit of water, best of my understanding to it. With regards to, you know, obviously trying to come in nice and dry for the shoot, dry yet I suppose full. From, you know, a muscle point of view, we want to look full, but we don't want to look like we're holding a load of fluid either. So it is trying to, you know, get that where we're peaking ourselves to the best of our ability. Food dropped slightly. I think it's dropped only by 50 carb maybe. I think they pulled rice cakes and 10 grams of rice out of 2 of my meals. That's pretty much it. So you know, just was looking not so tight this morning in terms of, say, yesterday morning to this morning. If I can flick those photos in here somewhere, you know, you can see a little bit of tightness being lost in around that midsection. So just trying to hold that, make sure. A small spike on the scales, about 0.4-ish, I think, up this morning, 0.4 kg. So not too concerning, but just, you know, something we want to keep tabs on. You know, as we have been pushing food now the last couple of days, so we are going to see a spike. But it's just making sure we are holding that extra scale weight in the right places and, you know, making the most out of it. Plan for the rest of the day is we need to get a trim from Reese. I have to meet an accountant and just get myself ready for the trip down to Nice. I have to go to the airport early in the morning as well, but that would be a separate video. So yeah, we'll show you guys maybe my trim, one or two other bits, but to be honest, I think I will just sign off here. I think I'm going to be going over a lot of stuff. I'm going to have enough, to go on for the shoot tomorrow, so I'll probably start that as a new video. We'll use the rest of my day to try get as much of this video put together so that I can get that out to you over the weekend. And then I'll have the shoot and that covered in the next video after that. So look, hope everyone enjoyed so far. Very much so, an interesting process. The week definitely filled up a lot across the week. I think up around a kg or so from start to finish, and looking that little bit fuller yet tighter. So very, very happy with, how we're looking going into this shoot. Going to be a very interesting experience. Can't wait for it. Can't wait for the food after as well. Have a little treat planned for myself after. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please let me know if there's anything, you want to know more about the process in terms of, what else is being done. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Gonna get what I said I was gonna get done, and then I will catch you guys in the next video. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are subscribed if you're watching. I know I get a lot more views than I have subscriptions, so please, if you do watch my videos, please subscribe. It does help my channel out a lot. Like the video, comment on it, whatever is going to get it out to other people. Share it with your friends, all that jazz. And yeah, let me know if there's anything more you want covered on this channel. Still very much so getting more and more content out to you. And yeah, I'll leave things here. Peace.